Do you know what at the same time replaces but? Because if I were to say the word but, it negates everything I just said. If I said, I like you, Roji, but, or I think you're cool, Alma, but, then everything before that is negated, right? But you'll notice all those things I mentioned. I didn't say your price where it's adversarial. I kept referring to the market. I acknowledge I didn't agree. Did I give him what I think? Nope. I also gave him like raw data to show him so he can make that executive decision to explain why. Because he's giving you these doors to open, you just weren't opening them. Where he's mentioning his wife and he's away from them. Like he said it real fast, bro, but that's a door, bro. Like you need to open that door. You need to like keep pounding on that. Or when he's like, yeah, dude, like, you know, I get that those homes are selling for this, but like it doesn't matter. Mine's better. But you're not giving him any reason in some data and statistics to understand why that's happening.
When you mentioned the kitchen part, it's like, hey, yours is 2006. There's that one's 2024. Right?
Yeah, like honestly, if you were a buyer, like which one, and all things being equal, like the prices were the same, like which one would you be more interested in purchasing? He's like, well, you see how I politely confronted him and I get him to acknowledge it without me telling him. Because if I tell him, he's going to get angry with me and want to fight with me. If I'm like, bro, you still have granite countertops and wood cabinets like it's like 2005. You know what I'm saying?
I liked how you did that, Aaron. I loved it. It was amazing because I get sellers all the time telling me brand new kitchen, and I ask them like, when did you redo it? And they tell me like 2010. You know, because it's brand new to them. But then like you have to find a way to be smooth about it. So hey, that's old. That's 15 years old. You know.
Yeah,
like,
and if you say that, they're going to get offended. So instead, like you saw how I navigated that. I'm like, yeah, you know, listen, I appreciate that, and it certainly is in good condition. At the same time, you know, let's imagine for a moment you were a buyer and there was a home on the market for sale that was actually priced less than another home that had a 2006-year-old kitchen, and the one that, like, let's say that one's at like 8 or 915, and then there's another one at 875 that has a 2025 kitchen. I mean, which one do you think you'd be more excited about, like taking a look at and making an offer on? And it's like, well, probably the other one. And why is that? Well, I'm getting more for the money. And don't you think most buyers feel pretty similar to you?
Exactly.
And have you ever been to somebody's house, you know, for like a dinner party or something, and they're like, oh yeah, and they're showing you all their stuff in their house, and you think, and you look at your significant other, you're like, man, like I wouldn't have done any of this stuff. I don't like any of these colors. I don't like any of this stuff. I don't like the kitchen. He's like, oh yeah, it happens all the time. Okay, so being that it happens to you all the time, is it reasonable to imagine that buyers may feel the same way about your tastes and the things that you really enjoy? Well, you see what he, you see? And then he was like, well, yeah, but then he tried to make it small. Yeah, but like, you know, maybe like a few, maybe like a couple.
Yeah, they almost laughed when Mario was like 2006.
One thing too, Roji, sorry, really quick, Aaron, I like that Aaron I picked up on is that in the moment of like, kind of like where I was trying to let the air out of the room, there was confrontation, but then when I would say something funny, Aaron would be like, yeah, man, or like kind of laugh about it, or try to connect, where I felt like when we were role playing, it was business. It was just business. Like it just felt like it was pure business, and like we couldn't step out of it for a second.
Yeah, like just like aligning, because you just reminded me of something, Mario, when he said like, you were like, yeah, dude, I'm working like all these crazy hours. Roger was just like, yeah. I would have said something like, me and you both, brother. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like we're aligning. Yeah, me and you both, dude. I understand completely. And
exactly.
He's like, and then we're like, okay, now we're like talking, you know, we're just like two people talking to each other. Good, bro. But this is how you get better, dude. So remember, the amount of progress a man or woman experiences is directly correlated to the amount of truth that they can withstand. So you're on the right path. I see it. The main things for you to work on, just like the story of one is the story of all, okay? Acknowledging is not agreeing. Those are two different things. You don't need to be apologetic about sharing information that's true. You know, whenever there's doors that are able to be open them. And then learn how to politely confront people in their irrationality and their logic. Okay. People asking for the names of the books. Thinking in Bets by Annie Duke. The sway, the irresistible pull of irrational behavior. Because again, it's irrational, right? So, and we get frustrated and then we try to meet them with like facts and like force and like all this stuff that just doesn't work, and it ends up being adversarial, confrontational, and then you don't walk out with the business. And you're like, yeah, I showed them. And I'm like, whatever, dude, I guess so. Where instead, if you can learn how to navigate that conversation, you learn how to politely, and by the way, I need you to listen to me. What I just said, those stats are true. In order to go back to 2016 to 2019 affordability, one of three massive things would have to happen. Prices would have to come down 39%. You realize prices have gone up over 50% in the last 5 years? Number two, the average wage would have to go up to $134,000 a year. Number three, interest rates would have to go down to 2.35%. In other words, what am I saying to you? The probability that we're going to return to a market where you're not gonna have to be good at these skills is almost zero. Stop wishing it was easier. Wish you were better. Don't wish for less problems. Wish for more skills because skills pay the bills, team. Appreciate you guys. Go be great. Peace.